Hi, thank you for joining me today on Ask the Pastor. Today's question is this: can I have sex with someone I am dating? Thank you for that important question. I was once told as a young man that I needed to engage in sex before getting married to the one I loved to find out if we were sexually compatible. My friend, genuine love for your spouse makes you sexually compatible. Even though sex outside of marriage is the norm for people's lives today, it was never meant to be the norm for true believers in Christ. Let's read some scriptures that support this. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 2, and verses 8 through 9. Verse 2 says this: "Nevertheless, because of sexual immorality, let each man have his own wife, and let each woman have her own husband." And then verses 8 and 9 say, "But I say to the unmarried and to the widows, it is good for them if they remain even as I am." Paul was single. "But if they cannot exercise self-control, let them marry. For it is better to marry than to burn with passion." If you burn with passion for someone you're dating, then it's better you marry them. Now let's look at 1 Thessalonians 4, 3 through 5. It says this: "For this is the will of God, your sanctification," that means being set apart for God, "that you should abstain from sexual immorality, that each of you should know how to possess his own vessel in sanctification and honor, not in passion of lust like the Gentiles who do not know God." You are to abstain from or restrain from having sex outside of marriage. Let's look at one more verse. In 1 Corinthians 6, verse 13, the last part of it, it says, "Now the body is not for sexual immorality, but for the Lord, and the Lord for the body." Our bodies are not meant for sexual immorality. God didn't plan that for us, didn't set that up for us. So these scriptures have given us guidelines that direct us to get married if we cannot live a single life without having sex out of control. We're to get married because we can't contain ourselves sexually. And that's what it means to burn with passion. So God's saying that we should get married. But the emphasis here is that God is giving the resolve to those sexual passions. He's saying, if you cannot control your sexual passions, then you are meant to get married. And then having that sexual relationship within the confines of marriage will only enrich you and glorify God. Marriage is the solution for meeting our sexual needs in the way that God intended. Let me put it this way. Freedom to have sex with God's full blessing in marriage is God's wedding gift to you. You see that? Freedom to have sex with God's full blessings in marriage is God's wedding gift to you. I like that thought, that God himself would give us a wedding gift, and it was the most intimate of one, that of our sexual relationship with our spouse. If you open your wedding gift early or engage in any sexual relationship before marriage, you rob yourself of the unique blessing of that spiritual and special private moment with your spouse. If we do it God's way, we will experience sex with the one person God has designed and prepared for us. And as a result, we won't be able to compare sex with our spouse with other previous sexual relationships, so that union will be uniquely your own between you and your spouse. It will be an untainted gift from God. So thank you for your question for Ask the Pastor. I hope my answer helps. If any of you that are watching this video would like to ask me a question, please comment on this post or send me a text on Facebook Message. And again, thank you for joining me on Ask the Pastor.